The atmosphere in Jerusalem is often charged with history. But on this particular sunny afternoon, the air hummed with something entirely new. It began on the Mount of Olives, a site already heavy with the spiritual gravity of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Pilgrims and tourists, expecting nothing more than a panoramic view of the old city, found themselves witnesses to a phenomenon that would instantaneously grip the world, reports. First emerged as breathless whispers, then shouts, and finally a deluge of live streams. A profound and extraordinary event was unfolding. For the first time in over 2 millennia, witnesses claimed to see a figure resembling the traditional depictions of Jesus Christ appearing physically on the streets, accompanied by a celestial retinue. The scene described by eyewitnesses was one of ethereal beauty. A shining figure descended, seemingly from the heavens, clad in a robe of blinding white. The figure possessed a presence that brought the bustling crowds to a standstill. Long hair, a full beard, and eyes that observers described as piercing yet overflowing with compassion. He was not alone. Surrounding him were glowing beings, unmistakably angelic in appearance, their wings sparkling as if refracting the sunlight into 1,000 prisms. To the shock of the onlookers, a white dove, universal symbol of the Holy Spirit, descended gently upon the central figure, completing a tableau that looked like a Renaissance painting come to life. As the crowd grew, a hush fell over the mount. The figure spoke. The voice was reported to be resonant and calm, carrying without the aid of amplification. The message was simple, cutting through the complexities of modern dogma. Love one another and understand that forgiveness is the key to the kingdom of heaven. He urged the world to unite in compassion and to build a reality where harmony reigns. The reaction was immediate and chaotic. Social media platforms were inundated with footage, ranging from shaky cell phone videos to crystal clear images of the glowing entities. Hashtags regarding the hashtag Jerusalem miracle trended globally within minutes. Some onlookers wept openly, overcome with a joy they couldn't articulate. Others dropped to their knees in prayer. However, the event also ignited a firestorm of debate. Religious leaders scrambled to interpret the footage. Was this the second coming foretold in the book of Revelation? Christian theologians pointed to the scriptures, where Jesus promised to return in power and glory, surrounded by angels. For many, this was the literal fulfillment of the prophecy, a time of judgment and redemption. Skeptics and scientists, meanwhile, analyzed the footage for signs of digital manipulation or holographic technology, debating the physical possibility of such an apparition. The theological implications rippled outward. In Islam, the return of Jesus Isa is also a revered prophecy, signaling a time when justice and peace will be established on earth. The sighting thus bridged a gap, creating a rare moment of shared eschatological excitement between two major faiths. Yet, confusion remained. If this was the end times, where were the other signs? Was this a genuine divine message, a test of faith, or a grand deception, as warned by those fearing the Antichrist? While the world's eyes were fixed on the sky, a different kind of story was unfolding on the ground. A story less about spectacle and more about the grit of living out the message. In the shadow of this grand, miraculous event, there is the story of a modern-day figure named Henry. Henry represents the quiet, often overlooked struggle to embody the teachings that the glowing figure preached. Unlike the celestial being who commanded the attention of millions in an instant, Henry's mission was a slow burn. He was a man who took the ancient command to love one another. Literally, in a world that often mocked such simplicity, Henry traveled not with angels, but with a small group of devoted friends. He spoke not to the masses on a mountaintop, but to the disillusioned in cramped community halls and city squares. He preached peace in the face of systemic corruption and greed. Where the Jerusalem figure was met with awe, Henry was often met with hostility. Religious authorities and government officials viewed his growing influence as a threat to the status quo. They saw a revolutionary where others saw a peacemaker.